Hi guys, and welcome to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, at Drayton Park Golf Club, and today what I want to cover is the 3-wood stinger. So this is a shot that Tiger Woods really made pretty famous in the late 90s, early 2000s. There wasn't really any golfers that I know of that were hitting this shot before Tiger really. You now do see it a little bit more on the European Tour and US Tour. And it is a shot that you could actually play if you don't already. I'm going to talk you today through how to hit that shot. First of all, the 3-wood stinger is just as it sounds. It's that low trajectory shot that we're really looking for. Now, the only reason we're using a 3-wood rather than a driver is that actually we're going to be de-lofting it that much that the drive would be too low. You could get away with it. You would need a very high club head speed. So potentially, depending on the player, give it a whirl, see how you get on with it. If you can use it consistently on the range, on the practice area, then it may be something you want to try out on the golf course. For most of us, we want to be using a slightly shorter shaft and a little bit more loft, so more like a 15-degree 3-wood. I'm going to be able to show you the data by the use of my GC2 launch monitor and my head measurement device as well, so we'll be able to look at the angle of attack, the dynamic loft on the golf club, the launch angle, the spin rate, to really see what is happening with this golf club through impact. So I'm actually using quite a strong lofted 3-wood. It's 14 degree. So it's a 14-degree 3-wood. Bear that in mind when we're looking at the numbers, because what I'm expecting to see is a downward angle of attack, and I'm expecting to see a dynamic loft a lot less than 14 degrees, so I'll be de-lofting it. That's going to give us a lower launch angle, it's going to give us a lower spin rate. When I get that, I lose carry distance. The ball doesn't fly as far, but it will roll more. So what you need in terms of conditions to play this shot is, one, you would play it because it's windy. But you also need the fairway to be dry enough or firm enough that you can get that bounce and roll. Otherwise, you're really just going to lose out on everything. Excuse me. Just struggling with a bit of a cold, so hopefully I don't sound too bad. I'm going to go ahead and hit the shot, show you the numbers, and talk you through how I managed to do that. Right, let's give it a whirl. Not bad. It was a little bit hooky, and it was a little bit short on carry distance, but it'll be good to look through. I may just hit just one more quickly. That was pretty straight, just a low fade. It felt a little bit more out the heel, but there'll be two good shots just to look through the numbers on. So first things first, similar club head speed, similar ball speed to those two shots, both okay, really low launch angle, so average of 4.4 degrees, so very, very flat. I got a spin rate at 2,500. It really bumped it up because of that second shot I hit that felt a little bit out of the heel. So that's 2,800. I'd expect my spin rate to be a bit closer to the first shot I hit there, which was 2,211 backspin, revolutions of backspin per minute. But normally a bog standard 3-wood, I'd be launching it around 11 degrees and at a spin rate of about 3,200. So you can actually see the launch angle and the spin rate have both come down. The first shot I lost out on more carry distance, but you can see I got even more roll with that right to left draw or slight hook, I guess. Ball flight finishing 26 yards left. The second shot was a lot straighter. It flew further, so it flew about 200, finished nearly 240. Bog standard 3-wood for me, I fly about 235 to finish around 250. So normally when I hit this shot, I lose out on a good 35 yards or so of carry distance, but I gain roll and end up around that 240 mark, so maybe even 245 with a slightly higher trajectory than that. So I'm really only losing 10, maybe 15 yards total distance because I'm getting that extra bounce, that extra roll. Let me click on, let's click on the first shot. So I de-lofted, remember this has got 14 degrees, I de-lofted it to 7. bad impact. So really lowering the flight, hence not really wanting to do this with a driver. I hit down on the ball by 5.5 degrees. Swing path was good, it's just my club face was a little bit closed, hence that ball bending a bit too much to the left. And the second shot, hit down on it by a similar number, had a little bit more loft, but still de-lofted this by a good 3.5 degrees. Pretty good strike, very minimal club face and swing path. So exactly what I was expecting to see. I'm hitting down on the ball, I'm lowering the launch, I'm lowering the spin. How do we do that? I would take advantage of teeing it up, but I wouldn't tee it very high. So I'd peg the ball down quite low. The other little changes you're going to make is altering the ball position. So I move the ball back in my stance towards my trail foot. So for me as a right-handed golfer, my right foot. Ensuring that my sternum was still ahead of the ball. What I don't want to do is move the ball back and move my sternum back. So moving the ball back, keeping my sternum ahead of the ball. That's going to mean I'm hitting down into the golf ball a little bit more. If you do start hooking this too much, the ball starting straight or left and bending that way, then what I'd get you to do as a counteract is actually to open that club face a little bit. And it's only because the swing path will become a little bit more in to out when you move the ball back in your stance, so you can counteract that by opening the club face a little bit. But the key points for most of us is move that ball back, keep our sternum forwards, and we're also going to be gripping lower down the handle. So I have gripped lower down the handle. One, it gives me a bit more control. Two, it takes off a little bit of club head speed, a little bit of ball speed, which reduces spin rate. So speed creates spin, is one of the factors at least. And the main reason I'm gripping it lower down the handle is I can now tilt more from my hips, so create more pelvic tilt. That means my shoulders will work slightly more on an up and down vertical axis, meaning I'm hitting down into the golf ball rather than up on it. The only thing I'm trying to do with the swing, my swing thought, once I've got that set up correct, is trying to feel how I keep my right shoulder, my trail shoulder, very high through impact, like I'm covering the golf ball, and that gives me this shortened, curtailed follow through. What I don't want to do is have this right shoulder moving down and back, my lead shoulder moving up, because I'll be hitting more up on the golf ball. I have a much higher follow through. So I really want to feel like I'm covering the ball, keeping this right shoulder, this trail shoulder very high. Let's quickly hit one more, just to finish with. Well, that was about as low as I can hit it. So really took off the carry distance, more than I'd want to see, but a ton of roll on there. I got 50 yards of bounce and roll, 60 yards of bounce and roll. So that was a great example if it was really blowing. I hope that video's helped. If it has, please post some comments and questions below. Love to get around to answering those for you. Do check out all the other videos we produce here. They're coming every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5:30. And do subscribe to the channel, it's for free. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.